So,
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
All right. Welcome to the Patriot Hour. We got Ben in the studio, and we wear our sunglasses at night.
That's true, even though remotely in.
Think mirror reflection, folks. All right.
That's how we're just trying to think right here.
All right. All right, now we're just checking out
I think we're
some
gonna be
new-
breaking down that one newest Q post
Yes.
on the last one we went over, which was just mind-boggling with all kinds.
Yeah, what post? That was 17.
I think it was this one, right? Yeah, right.
This one, which I have right here. All right, we'll do it on the original 8chan.
Yeah, the original posting.
So this one came at 1506, which is 306
Our time, civilian time.
Eastern Standard Time, civilian time for everybody. All right, so no matter what happens, the media will not push the truth. No matter what happens. Let's look at a few comments here before we get deep into this. They fear the real revolution by light. Godspeed, patriots. Fight, fight, fight. Ooh.
What's this next to the one here? Take your time, Q. Get it right. We trust in Q plus. Blah, blah, blah. If you bake it, he will crumb.
If you bake it, he will crumb.
He will crumb. I like that.
All right, we'll go every other one here. Whoops, I lost it. Let's start up here. You guys mad, Q? All right.
Best year ever.
Use cartoons.
Huh. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Wow. Go ahead.
I'm praying every day for all the white hats.
Holy beep. Q just verbally spanked the shills and impatient people.
Heck yeah. Q, we thank you for everything you guys are doing. We understand you have to get this right. The real diggers, members, bakers understand that. Just keep kicking butt, and thank you for sharing this moment in history with us. Oh, that's very true. I like that. It is a very momentous time in history that this is happening.
I agree.
In my lifetime.
I have to agree with that, folks. Just history book stuff, books will be written about this point in time. So where were we at there? So the real diggers, memers, bakers. Whew. All right. Next one was Q is yelling at all the people. We got the pain image, or a Punisher, right? Punisher in that's pretty cool. Wow. They fear real revolution by light. Godspeed, patriots. Fight. Go ahead on this one, Ben.
We have that one.
I
We'll
couldn't
come back
hear
on
you.
the screen
Couldn't
there.
hear you.
Oh, okay. There you go. You just read that one. Go to the next one.
That one,
There you go. John chapter 16, verse 29. Then his disciples said, "At least you are speaking plainly and not figuratively." Hey, there you go. That's a good one.
Nice.
That's when this gospel was like, "Hey, we're really simple people. We can't, all this isms and thou arts. Thank you for speaking plainly, Q."
Go ahead and read the next couple here.
Thank you for what you're doing. We couldn't have come this far without you. Hail the chief. There you go. Oh, POTUS.
Not fast enough.
Not fast enough, huh?
Do you not understand what this is part of the post, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah. It is.
They're
I think it
dying.
was.
We are under the threat every second of every day. Shit and is real. And on.
What's this? Some of the where they were at. Oh, that's interesting. What are those pictures of?
Vid Cleo.
Codic, Lion Q,
Oh, I
Paris.
keep coming off the thing up there. It's hard to do. I can't try scroll down. Do we have the Silverman passkey? Is there one?
Q, we are all mad because of the evil spirits from last night's sacrifices. Thank you for posting this. Where we go when we go all. Q, we are all mad. Wow, man.
Evil spirits from last night's sacrifices because of the moon.
Jeez.
Ooh, it's probably some big
Oh,
ceremony
yeah.
for the.
Yeah. That's the blood moon.
Go ahead. This breaks them down.
So the truth, no matter what happens in the media, will not push the truth, Q says. And it says, what about libel laws? What about breaking up large conglomerations with antitrust laws? What about proving their corruption? Ooh. Mainstream media implicated the highest level treason event in U.S. modern day history, Q says. And they say, sad they're still rolling on through the midterms. Refer back to previous drops. Thank you. Witnessing highest level treason event unfold in U.S. World War modern day.
Worldwide.
Not World War, worldwide, excuse me. Modern day history. We know. Terrifying, they say. Have you ever witnessed so many Congress, Senate seats vacate in such a short period of time? No. So, and it's just no. Yeah, this is what we were talking about even earlier. It's just like,
breakdown. Have you ever witnessed a similar like group rise up, mimic Nazi Germany with similar like logos and the agenda to push, etc.?
not since Nazi Germany. These are the people who pushed. I mean, if you stop and think
Not
about
since
what
Nazi
the Nazis and the actual before the Nazi Party before they became the Third Reich, when they were actually running for the Democratic Party or like the Republican Party, they were the actual Nazi
You
party.
ain't got nothing to worry about, man. You ain't doing nothing wrong.
Oh, you're not doing nothing wrong if you do nothing wrong. And a lot
Tell
of their
on thy
views
neighbor.
are like,
If you're not,
yeah.
but if you witness it, just give us a call. Yeah.
And it was a lot of it socialistic ideas where it was like the super elite were doing the utmost of heinous crimes. And, you know, those of us who we were the people couldn't do anything about it because of socialism. If you're about the state is all supreme and you're a god and your authority and you are not in control and it's whatever the state deems you necessary. That's socialism. That's what the Antifa is. All this stuff coming up out of here.
Well,
these
and
people
that's,
don't understand.
I was just thinking about it. It's our Saturday Night Shades episode. All right, folks.
Saturday Night Shades.
So, and that is very, very true. What Ben was saying there. It's an unfortunate situation, folks, but we're exposing this for what it is.
The one of them down here says, "Have you ever witnessed political foundations receive hundreds of millions of dollars from specific terrorist sponsor organizations, etc., only to immediately cease once out of power?" And the guy says, "Oh, terrifying. We need graphic on this stuff. Stat. All during the same period of time."
Nothing is happening. Slow down, buddy. Not fast enough. I'm not complaining. Ignore shills.
Yes.
Do you not understand / comprehend what we are currently dealing with? I think that's what that means.
Comprehend, I would agree.
Yep. So, yes, but normies don't, and that's where the frustration is. People are dying. RIP. God bless them. We are under the threat every day, or every second of the day. Those who you trust the most are the most evil. This is not a game. Humanity is at stake. Where we go one, we go all. No spelling errors intended, mobile unknown. So I agree, and he said it on the day with clear skies to throw everyone. And he said it on a day with clear skies to throw everyone. How is it you can discern the weather, but not the signs of times? I thought it was all going to happen right before or right after the elections. It seems to have ramped up. D555, Queen's Pawn opening. Ooh.
Oh, that's what I hear. The FISA equals implicates Hillary Rodham and Clinton Democratic Party as feeders of false info with the intent of securing MSM and blast insurance. And then they'll copy the FISA updates, begin message that goes down here. Oh, little attached HRC updated Q&A for John.
Ooh. Ooh.
Jeez.
Take your time, Q.
Yeah, we just
and get it right. We trust in Q plus. If you bake
If you bake it, he will crumb.
If you bake it, he will crumb.
All of a sudden, I feel like some baseball
That's
and
funny.
and a corn of field of corn here.
Will MSN ever revert back to just real journalism? Ben?
I don't think so. I
They'll be
don't, man. I really
forced.
don't. Well, it's like trust, man. Is once you're, you ever been cheated on?
All right.
Once you get cheated on, it's real hard to come back on, isn't it?
Sorry about the last 5 years, folks. We'll start telling you the truth tomorrow. But for the rest
I'm
of today,
sorry.
we're going to resume our normal operations.
My bad.
Sick stuff, folks. We're not making fun. We're not trying to poke fun at the mainstream. They just did it to themselves, right?
Well, that one down there was just, look at, they will do a coup, what is that? A coup like in Germany that then gave power to Hitler. Power was fully given to him by agreement of people. Expect the mainstream media to be the reason for it. That's exactly what it is. Propaganda. They're kind of,
Dang.
But what does that one say?
In and former equal informer. Emphasis on former. U.S. in New Zealand equals no logs.
NZ.
But it also equals U.S. I don't know, sec.
Likely like
While one
sometimes.
meaning likely in sec clearance, security. So U.S. equals security. While one meaning likely in security clearance, it also be U.S. former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. HRC may be an informer that unloaded security clearance info while in New Zealand. This security clearance info may then be given to authorities. New Zealand is part of the Five Eyes, who may then view and take the documents. The info can be leaked, especially through Britain, to U.S. and former dignitaries who still maintain their security clearances.
Yeah.
These people use their info for deep state purposes, even after leaving office.
I would agree with that
clearances
for
may-
sure.
Yeah, security clearances may refer to Security and Exchange Commission, where markets may be manipulated or taken advantage of. Also, within hours of the Wiener laptop investigation, Stroke's wife promoted high up in security by Obama. That's interesting.
That's
folks.
what Q did talk about her promotion
about
and the
that,
time and the coincidences.
Well, yeah, that whole Five Eyes, and that's why Trump's got these 15 people they're trying to revoke. These people have been continuously going overseas in front of them and behind them. God, who only knows what they're doing with their security clearances, that a lot of them still have privy. And it's just like the one guy said, it's just something they do because these guys have had it for 20 years or something. They don't have to.
It's like if you've been in special operations for 10, 15, 20 years and you retire and you're a special operations sergeant, and I'm pretty sure you're still going to keep in contact with current special operatives in the field, and hey, good buddies, or hey, you got anything passed my way, you're still going to have it. It's a family network. The military and veterans, if you do certain specific crazy jobs and you do it for years and years and years, you tend to always still have those guys. Hey, what you doing? What's going on? How's it been? Have a few beers, and yeah, it's always very interesting like
Yeah, they
that.
say the one guy said it was more of just a respect thing, or you know, and especially if the next administration, like if you were doing this for so many years and then you're done, they'd grant you this as a, well, he's still going to come in every third Saturday of the month, give us some of his expertise, advice,
like consulting type stuff, you know.
just going to be used by this current administration. And Trump has no use for any of these people they're all against him. They're all running around writing books. They're all trashing Trump the whole time.
Yeah.
He's not going to call for them to come back to the White House for any kind of advice. And especially if they've been, hemmed up or charged up or known to be leakers, liars, traitors, treasons, and with reason. They're all writing books and doing real funny things, folks.
It is, and on the heels of that, they have this crazy communist movement going on, and I wouldn't have ever thought in my own lifetime I'd see something that I read about in the history books about what happened in World War II and even leading up to World War II, and something that a lot of people in our generation are very acute and they're aware of and very know about the history of it, whereas it's almost like if these young people who've been going to these higher education and places, man, and these universities, I know it, and it's you go there and these people they're not taught real history, not taught what they're supposed to be taught, and they come out not realizing that what they're speaking is communism. I mean, it's almost like you can't walk around with a hammer and a sickle and a star shirt on saying that socialism is the right thing and try to say that oh, socialism's good, it's doing so good, it's really good, it's awesome, everybody gets a free handout and we all get paid the same and there's no more private property and everybody gets a house to live in and everybody's happy and everybody's fed and everybody has a job, and there's no more there's no more homelessness and all this kind of stuff. But people don't realize what's going on, and you're sacrificing your sovereignty, your kingship or queenship for, the sucking from the bottle of the state. And welcome to, the Soviet Union before it fell.
Yeah.
I mean, welcome to Cuba. Welcome to, a lot of these places.
No, I agree completely. All right, so let's get back to actually Q post here. Hold on here. All right, Q. Oops, not that.
All that up right here.
I jumped way off.
Way up there. We're getting it all in Pedowood. Wow.
All right, let me do that again. Sorry, folks. Bam. Bam.
There you go.
It was right here. All right, so no matter what happens, the media will not push the truth. We kind of broke a lot of that down.
Yeah.
Now we know about, have we ever witnessed, I think it's interesting, is the 40 to 50,000 sealed indictments. 40 to 50.
I think that's one of many.
Not all federal and not all criminal, right?
Yeah, because that's another thing when you're talking about an indictment's kind of like a subpoena. It just means a subpoena means you've been legally summoned to go to court on a hearing on something. It could be a criminal, it could be civil, it could be all kinds of stuff, and so that's interesting when he said it's not, not all of them are federal, not all of them are, criminal. Criminal is, obviously a crime from one person, damage of property or something crazy like that, or, so we know there's a whole bunch of them, and we do know that it involves, all your favorite A-lister actors, all your all your people who are, in Hollywood, in the music scene. I mean, these people. This is not just conformed to
This is going to hurt a lot
politicians
of
and
people's
people.
feelings.
Yeah,
Is what it's going to
this is
equate
gonna.
to. Folks,
Mm-hmm.
don't. Me and Ben have talked about this many years ago, but do not get caught up and hurt. You don't know these people. You weren't wrong in liking the movie they prepared really well for and studied for 5 months, and they've been doing movies for 20 years. The Tom Cruises and the Diesels, and I mean, just don't get hurt with the feelings, right? Right, Ben? We don't like to.
Well, yeah, no, or it's just like don't be surprised. I mean, people think that when you see, like you say, like these people who play like an action hero movie, and then real life you see them, and we both got friends in
nothing in common.
Hollywood, and it was very interesting. As when I was younger, I thought certain action actors were really huge and tall and were really big. And then when I was able to go to Hollywood and go down that part of the country for a while, I got to pass by and meet him and find out
Started
I'm
getting
about a
red
foot and a
pilled.
half. Oh, dude, I'm starting to get it. Let me tell you what, dude, because it's like
When we
I'm
were
a foot
down
and a
there,
half taller than this guy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I tell you what, man. I need to get some more of those. Yeah, I gotta take my daily dose. But
So
people, you can't get upset. Don't be surprised. This is what they do. They for a living, they act. They read lines. They do their best to act when they're not who they are in real life. What you see, and you don't know who they are. I mean, you don't know what they close doors, and for
well,
that matter,
how
anybody.
do you wake the people up then when, because, I've seen people recently in the last couple months that I've talked to, like show, oh my, he's involved. And it was like, a music star all of a sudden in their mouth. I was like, man, all this stuff we've been talking about for 7 months and you're worried about that. And that's what's open. Hey, but I guess it's different for
Yeah.
everybody and what level they're at and what is shock and all. I get that. But, what's your best advice to people out there on that one? For the I'd call all of that the media. You got the Hollywood movies, then you got the entertainment for music, you got that whole venue, and then you got the people
The
on
news.
TV, the newscasters, mainstream media that work with them, bring them on, do interviews, keep them hot or not. It's like a system of well engineered. And I think it's up to those people how well they play along in the game for how far they will, advance and get notoriety. What are you thinking?
I mean, I agree. I mean, there's different facets. It's almost like you can compare the mainstream media to a doctor. You've got an orthopedic doctor. You've got a neurosurgeon doctor. You've got, I mean, how many? You've got what, 50, 60 different designations of a doctor. So the mainstream media is just like what you said. It's like an octopus with many tentacles, and you've got the movie industry, the music industry. You have, and don't think that news is not a part of the entertainment industry, because you look at news, and just like anything you see, they have their intros with their flashy lights and their symbols sweeping across the screen at certain intervals and certain types of music at good frequencies. And oh no, don't we know that they know how to get you that beta programming, and they know understand how to put you in that lethargic mode, get you ready, so when they start giving you their propaganda, which what we're going to call news, no longer reporting current events,
Yeah,
more like
daily
manufacturing what
doser.
they want, the daily doser, right? So it's all the same thing, and the problem is with our technology, people are so concerned about their heroes they see on TV, and everything in their life is vested in it. And I say, you know what? Don't be surprised if the
That's
person you
all we're
thought
saying, folks.
was.
Like I was
Don't be
clueless.
surprised.
I was so foolish. No, you weren't. You weren't. You could say clueless, but there's no matter how much you would have paid attention to your favorite star, you wouldn't have known any of this unless you knew them or somebody affected by it. Because
Personally, yeah. I
because
mean,
you
we're
weren't going
talking
to get
this
it in the
stuff goes.
media. It wasn't really to be found on the internet because it was being guised and covered as a well-devised plan that's gone on for 50, 60, 100 years now. I don't know. Around 1912, 1913. I think it was 1913-ish. So,
Well, and the cabal went back even further beyond that, and some people say, it's
they've
been
been
going
plotting
on
and planning
since.
all through the 1800s and stuff, folks. They were trying the minute 1776 commenced or happened afterwards, signed and done. They were
We adopted the Declaration of
they
Independence.
were
Yep,
there
July
trying
4th,
to get a
yep.
banking system. They were doing all these things for 100 years, trying to until 1913. Lots of presidents died on their deathbed, quoting, what was your most, important thing you did while you were president, your life? And they're like, I killed the bankers, and died.
I kept them out. Yeah, exactly.
Killed their plan to set up a central bank or so look what Trump is doing, wanting to kind of revise the Fed Reserve. It was asked, I think,
I honestly
Q
hope
directly shut it down, and it was like highly revamped, like working in a different manner if it's going to exist at all, but not the way it's been. So I agree, get rid of it or heavily gutted and just re-looked at altogether. Not any of the same people there.
Now, the other one that was interesting was, the unauthorized missile fired.
Yeah.
Photo
So there we
evidence
go.
yet dismissed.
Yeah, so the story on that I know, and I'll talk about this for a minute here, that I believe the Hawaii one was a different one, and then this one here, no media coverage, but I believe it was, they're saying a Chinese hack or from that area. I'm thinking who was in that area at the time. We look into that. I don't know. Or was it some kind of remote access in, the right people working?
Now, explain. I don't know to cut you
So
off, but
what they're
explain
saying
to
is,
your.
it looked like it come from the China area, hacked in to the government's, server somewhere, and gained access to some information to the sub digitally, how they do it nowadays, to tell them missile fire, all the right protocols to make them manually, people on the ship, go into the motion of the procedures to launch nuclear missiles without question. Kind of like in the movie with Denzel, when they're down there and he thinks they were too deep to get the rest of the signal and he didn't really want to do it, and mutiny took over. That didn't happen. They got the message, it came through, they did it, and then
Confirmation message came through, and
and then they were saying that it was, what are you saying? And I heard this too, that it was something scrubbed minutes later, unauthorized missiles fired, photo evidence yet dismissed. Like nobody cared. Have you ever witnessed political foundations record hundreds of millions of dollars from specific terrorist sponsor organizations, etc., only to immediately cease once out of power? All right, that goes into something else. Have you ever witnessed a DEFCON scare? So they're saying
I don't think we have. Yeah, I've never had a DEFCON scare in my life. I mean, I know that we had the whole build up to Iraq, and that was alleged. I was under a false pretense as well, so I can remember, Desert Shield, where all of our troops were positioned there. But it was never. This is crazy.
Well, what do you think on? What was the one up here I was looking at? What do you think on this? Have you ever witnessed a former U.S. president travel the world ahead and behind current president attempting to do, undo, and threaten, hide, cover up previous and current illegal, corrupt, evil events.
Well, first of all, it's just mind blowing because every president, even I wouldn't say every president, I would say most presidents, when they're done with their 4-year or 8-year term, they're writing a biography. They're going fishing more. They're done with politics. That's kind of the pinnacle. That's what you do. That's you've been to the top of the mountain, you know. But we know that Obama was a puppet. He was allegiance to the New World Order, and he was put into position, and he has a job to do because, you know, he's a puppet for these people. And so he's going, now that he's not the president anymore, he's going before wherever Trump goes. He's trying to get a hold of that, trying to clean up, trying to do something, trying to make it look pretty.
Hey,
like somehow he's still
remember our deal that we had a year and a half ago, right? I don't know, Mr. Obama. You don't seem to have much power anymore. I'm working
Wait a
at
minute, you
Netflix
just,
now, by the way. I'm on Netflix, so okay, don't say.
big
This
deal
Trump
now,
guy,
still.
he's scary. He come around, really throw word around, and his hands are so big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, and it's funny because it's like, and then wherever, you know, the president turns around and leaves from, this guy's back there like an evil carpetbagger coming in for the cleaning ups, and, you know, and going up there and try to pick up, you know, and he really didn't mean that. He's really not going to do that. Even though he told you he was going to do that, he's really not going to do that. Like literally trying to tear down what our president's doing. I know Clinton did it a little bit, but because Clinton and you know, Bush and Obama all are strung up by the same maestro puppeteer, if you will. It was always, you know, there was no friction for each one of those. But that is just crazy that he's doing that, trying to tear down what our president's doing. And, you know, let's just be honest, frankly, if it was any president, any person who's trying to make our country better, and I mean,
Well,
no, Hillary wouldn't have done that.
You're not allowed, I thought. I don't know past president or not, but you're not allowed to go over there and negotiate stuff for the United States if you're not currently like in a position to be doing that.
Yeah, but I think he was like going over there. He just, you know, hey, if the president was going to be in here.
Yeah, it would almost be like we did a lot
He
of
was
bad
going
stuff
there
together.
on his-
You know what I'm saying? We're not done doing
Do you
that.
remember
bad
that
stuff
one, the
together
time, the
already.
place, and the thing, you know, that what we
Yeah,
did?
yes, I do. Those days are over, man. I was offered a deal. What? What kind of deal? What are we talking about here? Talk to me, Mickey. Mickey, what did
Well,
you say?
President,
nothing.
President of,
They made me.
that's what it's coming
They
down.
offered
It's
me
like these
tickets to
shakedowns.
Disney World. So
Is it
yeah,
this-
who knows, folks? We got
I mean, it's crazy.
Operation Fast and Furious. What weapons that led to a couple of Border Patrol agents being shot by these very same weapons sold by our government that they were just supposed to sell, track, and then, but they ended up just lost all over the world and killing some agents. Not funny.
And these,
But
I don't
funny.
think people realize how many weapons in the Fast and Furious project were actually put across the border.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking when, you know, you're talking about a crate
That's
of
the issue at the border,
M16s.
folks. When we talk about securing it, and everyone's like, "Yeah, it's a waste of money," and everyone's only making the issue. And for lots of years, I only ever argued and felt it inside coming outward when I was arguing about the people. It was about the people. And I was like, we just need to. But that's a small fraction of the problem. It's the human trafficking, sex trafficking, children abduction trafficking. So this is children, just to cover it all. Human trafficking is the proper word, but the drugs, the unauthorized weapons. We don't want, you know, we're both huge advocates, but we don't.
Yeah, for sure.
Advocate the wrong people getting them illegally. I guess we could say, right? I mean, or however that, coming in from other countries, and they could be, just in the wrong hands, or however that works. But
Well, hey, if you're a law-abiding United States citizen, then you are able to exercise your Second Amendment, no matter what color, creed, or race you are, and that's the beauty of it. But not only have you talked about the drugs, the human trafficking, which is including of prostitution, all that kind of stuff, there's also a huge black market
for weapon
of
bombs
goods.
and just
I mean, you name it. I mean, we're
nefarious
talking
goods. Let's just call it
nefarious goods. Yes, nefarious goods. And then on top of all that, you also have standard goods like all the shipping, because when we say secure the borders, you have a few ports of entry, and when you say ports of entry, they don't understand like what big ships. No, we're talking a lot of manufactured goods from Mexico come to America. A lot of the dice, in the casinos, we know that that's made in Mexico in a lot of areas. There's a lot of plastics. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in Mexico. And we get, now the North American Free Trade Agreement, a lot of that comes across illegally under the scopes, just like it could be full of, a bunch of, knockoff TVs, a bunch of hookers, and a couple of bales of, or a couple of keys of Coke. And that's one shipment across the border. And you kind of across the whole, it kind of, it's all holding hands of the human trafficking and the drug lords and the knockoff artists, or whatever. So having the wall up, we're talking it not only it retains security, it retains our financial future and all the different things. And like you said, man, I too, I thought about, well, it's the people, it's this, and it's the evils. And if you don't, they say in Texas, good fences make good neighbors, and I would have to agree with that.
I will agree with that as well. It's a problem, folks. And again, it's not, if that's all you take it to is, well, these people are just hungry and that's the only concern. I get that. There's a great process that we already have for that. It could probably be fixed a little bit to work a little better, but I hear the numbers are pretty good. We're at over 1 million a year. And then everyone's like, well, those people that are coming in the legal way are non-criminals. They actually have a little bit of money saved up, and Well, there's nothing wrong with that either.
That's one of many ways. They're explaining one of many ways to, yeah.
Yeah. So we can't knock. I mean, and even those people, you go to those people that are from sometimes, a lot of times, Mexico themselves, and they'll agree, like, oh, I had to do all that, and I'm pissed at them for not doing it that way, and they're just as mad, and you can't call them. I'm going to be the least racist people to them, or they should be biased, but they did it the right way,
in some
so they're biased to the right way. They're biased with the law as well, and they're not wrong.
Well, I hope that, hey, if 90% of our bananas come from the Dominican Republic, which comes through Mexico, and our grapes come from Peru that get shipped through Mexico, every South American good, and I say product, and produce, we're talking all, you just, with your subscribers, your viewers, go to your local store, and 90% of the produce, if it's not organic, is pretty much coming somewhere through the Mexico pipeline. And what Trump is doing, he's helping Mexico. The North American Free Trade Agreement is a disastrous agreement. And what he's doing with building the wall and making Mexico pay for half of it, it's kind of like when you agree to do something 50% with somebody else, they're vested in that. So are we going to be buying, oranges from, Guatemala? No, we're going to buy oranges from Florida. They're a little bit sweeter where the soil's at, the way the wind hits the coastline, and it got tucked away there. And, of course, the Gulf of Mexico hits it on both sides. One of the only places in the world where these oranges grow, and it's in America. And, Mexicans can have these oranges. They're awesome, a little bit better tasting than the ones coming from Guatemala. And so this idea of equitable trade, this open trade is only a good thing. And when we're talking about the president going behind and back and forth, it's it's crazy the fact that what he's doing, this Obama with the security clearance that he probably still has, like we've talked about that. You still, once you're done with the president for a time, you still hold the security clearance
It's
for
courtesy.
a period of time.
It's just a courtesy,
yes.
is what they were calling it. So,
Anybody in the military or public service that's had any lengthy amount of security clearance, there is a period of time you do keep your clearance. Both of us, when we got out, there was a period of time that our clearance was still active.
yeah,
That you would be
that way if you
able to go
transitioned
get
into certain jobs.
yeah, another federal
which some
jobs,
us
or of
did,
course that's
lots of the people we worked with, and those, but I know I had paperwork I had signed for, I think, 5 years non-disclosures, or 3 years something that was, you couldn't talk about certain things you've seen, or even on paper,
not even to your doctor, or if you're
writing
nobody.
a book or going in on interviews or any of that stuff. It was closely monitored by the Naval Office of something, I can't remember,
Intelligence, I believe it was,
or
something. Yeah.
Naval Library or something. Keep tabs. But all right, folks, we're gonna wrap it up. Closing thoughts from Ben here in a second. We're nearing the 45-minute mark. It's been great. We broke down a nice Q post number. I'm not sure what it was in the series. I believe it was post number 1746, was it? Yeah, that big one.
Something like that. Yep.
Nazi Germany. Was that the
I
one
like
where-
the fact that he's all doing uppercase, all caps. He's really trying to get the point across to these people, these sheeple who definitely needs to see it.
Which one did we didn't go over the dossier, that we went over the DEFCON and missiles and
The DEFCON,
So,
and
that was post
Sure,
1746, folks. We're gonna be soon getting to 1776. I wonder if that'll be a special one. 1776 has a little bit of significance there, right?
I would say so. Yes, sir. I would say so.
All right, so we'll give Ben closing thoughts here.
No, I think we broke it down pretty well, man. It's I think that's quite obvious. If you're to, this current Antifa and the socialist movement, it's just a pseudo-Nazi movement. Nothing is new. It's been done before, and this is coming out big time. And keep yourself awake, man, because don't be surprised. Like we said, if things are coming out and you're people you follow along to be thinking that this is what you want for entertainment and anything else, just be aware of your surroundings for sure. Put on the full armor of God and try to shield yourself, because you know that what's coming down is big time, and get ready for it, because it's going to be interesting, because it is coming. Like these big posts coming out today is pretty crazy what he's saying. So this is just, it's amazing. I don't know, what are your thoughts on it, Mr. Mike?
Well, I agree with Ben. That was Ben. Thanks for being on. Great to have you. We're gonna have him more often if we can, once, twice a week, whatever he can do, whatever we can, get worked out. In studio as well, when he's able to be in studio with us. Folks, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say, don't get too attached. Like we said, if you ever or part of an organization, you join something, you know nothing about it, and you discover that it's corrupt, it's bad, they're doing bad things, it's evil, overall evil, or maybe it's just a small facet of it that's evil. There's a few things, I went over this in a couple videos ago, you can do. Typically, you can distance yourself from it. Second, you can maybe expose it, take it down, be that person. You might sacrifice a lot doing that, but that's a second. Or third, you can be complicit and stay with it and support it and defend it. Which one would you do? Think that. You got to answer yourself that. Have you been part of something. Now, we're talking, this could have been your local church, your local clubs that you hang out at, maybe your bars or legions or grocery stores. I mean, leave some comments for us down below. We appreciate it. This is a Patriot Hour. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Maybe toggle the switch to so your device will alert you in the best manner suited for you and your device. So you can either vibrate it or it can be silent, but that way you'll get an alert, some kind of alert. All right, take a look in the description box, and definitely down below, leave a comment, thumbs up, share across all of your social media platforms. It means so much to us. Have a happy, safe Saturday night, and we'll see you back here on the next Patriot Hour update video. God bless, Godspeed to each and every one of you worldwide, and we'll see you back here real soon.
You know what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.